Now on CoastTV News.
Use extra caution out the door this morning. Dense fog advisory for Delaware and the Eastern Shore through mid-morning, and then a mild day, and then it's a code red for Wednesday for heavy rain, maybe some flooding in poor drainage areas and gusty winds as well. Much more on the active weather heading our way coming up.
A new lodging tax could be coming to short-term rentals in Sussex County. I'll tell you about a proposed ordinance up for debate today.
Zoning sparks some concerns, the issue over businesses selling recreational marijuana near schools in Milford.
It's an old battle. We've been discussing the parking situation in Rehoboth for over 30 years.
Prolonging parking season, we look at potential extensions being explored in Rehoboth Beach.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley. Thanks for being up with us during this as we continue this morning.
Yeah, we continue to deal with foggy conditions this morning, Paige, as people are making their way out the door. So heads up on that one.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, definitely take it easy today. You know, Elisa was telling me yesterday she saw, I think, Bob can correct me, like 8 deer on her way into work.
Well, that must have been fun.
Yeah, so if those deer are still up and about today, they can easily hide in the fog. So take it easy. Tell your boss you might be a minute or two late. No big deal. But we are going to bring in Bob right now because, Bob, the fog is today, rain is tomorrow, right?
That is correct. Yeah, we've got the hazards. This morning it's the fog, so really take it slow out there. Leave extra time to get to your destination. Dense fog advisory, Sussex County, a good chunk of Delaware, and also the Eastern Shore until mid-morning, as we do have visibility now, a quarter mile in Georgetown, a half mile in Salisbury and Ocean City, and there are some pockets where it's even lower, so really be careful out there. We're socked in with the fog, I think, through mid-morning, and then it will start to lift, and there is deeper moisture back to our south and west with rain. I think this starts to move in later tonight, so really much of the day is dry. But inland areas, maybe a little bit of frost too. 34 in Georgetown, 37 in Delmarva, but not so at the coast. The temperatures into the mid-40s, and right now the winds are pretty much calm. So we've got the fog. It's dense at times through mid-morning, and then here's noon, mid-50s. We thicken up the clouds, and it gets pretty mild as we go into the evening, and it gets breezy as well. Here's your drive cast. I gave it the red light for the morning commute. Areas of dense fog, and then that fog lifting and mainly cloudy, maybe a stray shower for your PM commute.
Thank you, Bob. Short-term rentals, they are a big business in Sussex County, primarily due to the beaches being a popular destination for visitors. Now the county council is discussing an ordinance that would tax those located in unincorporated areas.
CoastTV News reporter Elisa Weber is live right now in Georgetown. Elisa, this is not the first time the county's discussed an ordinance like this.
Matt and Paige, in just a couple of hours inside of the county administration office here in Georgetown, officials are going to be talking about a 3% lodging tax that could be imposed on short-term rentals that are in the unincorporated areas or outside of the downtown areas. And now most communities here in Sussex County already have lodging taxes in place, and actually these short-term rentals are taxed by the state at 4.5%, so this additional county charge would bump that number up even higher. And the county previously spoke about this ordinance at a meeting back in October, and they're going to meet again this morning to further discuss this at 9 a.m. Back to you.
Thank you so much. Milford introducing a new ordinance that would allow marijuana retail stores in certain zone districts. The stores, they would need conditional use approval from city council with the condition that the store is located at least 500 feet away from schools. This includes any public or private K-12 school, as well as any residentially zoned property or property zoned central business district. Some parents in Milford are in favor of the sale of cannabis.
You know, it is a drug. Obviously, it does alter your state of mind, just like alcohol is a drug. But I'm very open with them about how, you know, if they do end up using later on, there's consequences, but there is also benefits to certain things. You know, not everyone smokes weed just to get high.
This ordinance comes just 2 weeks after one member of the Milford School Board wrote a letter to the city council expressing their concerns about drugs in schools.
We have an update on a story that we have been covering for you for quite a while now. It's in the effort to build offshore wind turbines off of our coast. Now, Monday, DENREC approved several permits for the alternative energy company U.S. Wind to move forward with a project. It's a project that includes installing cables about 15 miles offshore. U.S. Wind will have to monitor environmental impacts, provide funding for habitat restoration, and also ensure public safety measures are in place during construction and operation.
New this morning, a 26-year-old Ridgely man has been sentenced for a 2022 stabbing in Ocean City. Paul Baynard was found guilty of first-degree assault. It was on June 20th of 2022 when Ocean City police say 3 people were found with stab wounds near Wycomico Street and Atlantic Avenue after a fight. Surveillance video, along with social media and witnesses, helped police identify Baynard, whose sentencing is at least 10 years behind bars, 3 years on probation.
Yeah, also new this morning, Salisbury police are continuing to determine the cause of a deadly crash that took place Monday night. The crash happened near Priscilla Street and Harrington Street, and that area was closed for a period of time during cleanup. The police department has not released any details on who or how many people died in the crash.
Also new this morning, Salisbury Fire Department will continue investigating what led to that car crashing into that building. Officials posted this photo to the agency's Facebook page, and they say the crash happened Monday afternoon. It was on Mount Herman Road.
Happening today in Ocean City, a potential decision about Sunday parking. Now, for years, you've been able to park in municipal lots during church hours for free. No ticket would be involved here, but it's always been sort of an unofficial policy. Now the town wants something in writing that is official, and one option is just doing away with free parking altogether. It's part of a push being made by the newly created parking division. As you might expect, this one's getting some pushback from people who live in the town.
Declining population with people going to churches, it's not, why would they have to pay to go to church?
And the town council will consider the parking division proposal today at the town's mayor and council meeting. That's at 1 p.m.
Officials in Rehoboth Beach are also considering some changes to their parking policies. The city's Board of Commissioners now looking at recommendations to extend the paid parking season. It would be from May 1st to October 31st. One local businesswoman not a fan of this idea.
Well, I say, here we go again. It's an old battle. We've been discussing the parking situation in Rehoboth for over 30 years. It's bad enough that they keep raising it every year.
And the city's Board of Commissioners, they've tabled this conversation until their next meeting.
This does bring us to our CoastTV poll, and we want to know which parking policy works best.
What do you think? 54% of you, first come, first serve. 35% of you, free parking everywhere. I voted for that. I like that idea. 3% of you say designated lots. 8% of you say you should pay everywhere. What?
I am for the, hey, if given the choice, I will take free parking anytime, anywhere, any day.
Some people like to pay, I guess.
I guess.
Nice of you. Okay, if you haven't voted yet, you still can. Go to coasttv.com or our app.
Well, we move on, and U.S. officials are differing in reactions to the fall of the Assad regime in Syria. This is rebel forces and Syrian civilians celebrate in the streets.
Now, as NBC's Chris Pallone shows us in the U.S., attention's now on the family of U.S. Marine and journalist Austin Tice, who was kidnapped and held in Syria for the past 12 years.
In Syria, celebrations continue as people there shake off stunned disbelief that after half a century, the Assad regime is suddenly no more.
Very happy. Very happy. Very, very happy.
Around the world, the scramble is on to influence the next 50 years of Syrian rule.
The fall of the Assad regime is an opportunity for our partners in the Middle East to chart a new future.
For the outgoing Biden administration, it's a race against the calendar.
We're going to do everything we can with the time we have left to see if we can't help Syria get to a level of governance that, again, meets the aspirations of the people.
The big concern, the rebel group that deposed Assad is widely considered a terrorist organization.
Our jury is out on this group, HTS. They do seem to be sitting and talking.
Capitol Hill Monday, President-elect Trump's pick as Director of National Intelligence, who secretly met with Assad in 2017, deflected questions about her qualifications. Former Democratic Congresswoman Tulsi Gabbard has been accused of repeating Russian propaganda in the past.
I appreciate President Trump's leadership and his election, where he is fully committed to bringing about an end to wars, demonstrating peace through strength.
Meanwhile, in Texas, renewed hope.
We did hear that he's doing well.
The family of kidnapped American journalist Austin Tice believes he's alive and will be home soon.
In chaos, there's opportunity. This is an opportunity, and it feels stronger than any that we've seen or felt in a long time.
Tice has been missing in Syria for more than a decade. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
We're just getting started this hour of Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, Savannah Road parking pause. It's a debate in Lewis over parking on a local roadway.
Also, Code Purple needs more volunteers. We're going to tell you what the organization says will happen if they can't find help during those freezing cold nights.
And Taco Bell with no tacos? That's a big question. We'll tell you how the chain says it could shift focus away from its namesake product. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
For many in our community, the holidays can bring about stress as they strive to create unforgettable moments.
That's where the Bless Our Children campaign can help.
Every penny you give helps families right here on Delmarva.
You can help local children by accepting the Shell Brothers Bless Our Children Challenge. As our thank you, we'll list our business name on the Shell Brothers Honor Roll.
You can donate by sending a check or money order to the address on the screen or online at blessourchildren.org.
Together, we can make the holidays this year a special one.
Doctors, lawyers, teachers, bus drivers, cashiers, librarians, the helpful smile of a helper, a caretaker, a healer, a giver can also hide the deepest suffering. Domestic violence impacts everyone, even our everyday heroes. What Is Your Voice is here to help. Call our helpline at 302-467-3310 or visit whatisyourvoice.org.
As temperatures drop, FH Fur invites you to be part of something truly heartwarming, our Fall into Comfort Toy Drive. Through December 15th for only $29, the experts at FH Fur will perform a comprehensive heating system inspection, ensuring your home stays snug through the chilly months ahead. The best part? 100% of the proceeds will go to the United States Marine Corps Reserve's Toys for Tots. Schedule your heating inspection today with FH Fur.
877-CALL-FUR, FHFur.com.
In 1925, a simple bank ledger began journaling the transactions of life in Willards, Maryland. New houses, barns, and farm equipment. Growing families and businesses both big and small. A record through time of hardship and prosperity. 100 years ago, the founding of the Farmers Bank of Willards was vital to the town. 100 years later, banking has changed, but the Farmers Bank remains steadfast in its original mission, keeping and reinvesting millions of dollars right here for the benefit of our communities.
Just about 6:12 on this foggy Wednesday morning. Here's Lewis, 46 degrees, and, well, it's not too foggy there, and we're starting to see some daylight, too, but we do have areas of dense fog. That's why this dense fog advisory until mid-morning for pretty much all of Delaware. It does not include Salisbury, but it does include a good chunk of the eastern shore until 9 a.m. Ocean City, Salisbury, and Georgetown, all quarter-mile visibility. Once again, not everybody's seeing the fog, but where you see it, it's pretty thick. Could be a little icy inland too. A temperature is getting close to freezing there, not so at the beaches, but the tendency for the wind is to come out of the south as we are looking at that fog, and eventually that will burn off with time. We do have some rain farther to the south and west that'll build in tonight. Be extra careful around the bus stops and the school buses this morning. Foggy for the kiddos, 38 off to school. Heading home, not foggy, just mostly cloudy and milder, and 59.
This morning in Laurel, the Delaware State Fire Marshal will continue work determining a structure fire was intentionally started. This happened on Sunday just before 8 p.m. in the 200 block of West 7th Street. Officials say no one was hurt and damaged, and the damage is estimated to be at $20,000.
Taco Bell is testing a new cafe concept that's not focused actually on its namesake product. The restaurant instead would be focusing on the chain's beverages. One recently opened in San Diego. It's called Live Moss Cafe. And instead of tacos, it features a menu that includes milkshakes, coffees, and of course its trademark Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Now, how about this one? Hershey stockholders, they got a sweet surprise Monday. The price of shares rose after a report that Cadbury owner Mondelez is exploring an offer to buy Hershey. But Bloomberg's reporting the discussions may not actually lead to a deal. Now, in addition to Cadbury, Mondelez also owns Oreo, Chips Ahoy, Ritz Crackers, Wheat Thins, and Sour Patch Kids. Hershey has Kit Kat, Reese's, Jolly Rancher, and Skinny Pop Popcorn.
Still ahead this morning, Code Purple is in need of more volunteers. How one person says the organization is so important to those who it helps.
And we're seeing that dense fog pretty well on our Tyndall's Casual Furniture Cam. You can see it all across areas around Laurel. We do have some clear skies. That's why we're seeing that fog this morning. Watch out, it's dense. Otherwise, a mild day, and then rain and wind builds in for Wednesday, prompting a code red alert day. I'll break down this wet and windy system on Futurecast in 2 minutes.
Feel the magic of the season as you wander your way through an immersive winter wonderland at Ocean City, Maryland's Winterfest of Lights. Let imagination flourish at Northside Park with thousands of twinkling lights and larger-than-life animated Christmas scenes. Sip hot chocolate, snap a photo with Santa, and enjoy the array of holiday exhibits under the illuminating holiday lights. Find your magic at Winterfest of Lights, an Ocean City, Maryland family tradition. Open November 21st through December 31st. Get tickets at OCOcean.com or Northside Park.
With all the choices of services on Delmarva, where do you even begin? Trust experts of various fields with Delmarva Experts. Sponsored by Kitchen Concepts Plus, Chesapeake Eye Center, Apple Discount Drugs, FLC Energy, Spicer Brothers Construction, Mattress Peddlers, Homewell Care Services, Robinson's Jewelry and Coin Shop, Delmarva Acupuncture and Wellness Center, Mast Audiology Services, Riptide Restoration, and Delmarva Day. Delmarva Experts, local experts right where you need them.
The weather is brought to you by Spicer Brothers Construction. Born here to serve here.
Transform your bath today with baths by Spicer Brothers.
Ask about our Refresh for Less Black Friday promotion. A new bath or shower for just $69.95 plus 20% off all upgrades.
Imagine stepping into a beautifully renovated bath designed by our experts and installed by our certified professionals.
Call our office by December 15th and schedule your free in-home consultation to take advantage of the $69.95 Refresh for Less Black Friday promotion.
Before you sign, keep Baths by Spicer Brothers in mind, because you deserve the best.
Time is 6:16, and you are looking live at a somewhat clear situation in Lewis, right along the canal. Bob, it looks clear here as we're seeing, but other areas, particularly those back roads, they do have some foggy conditions.
That's right, Matt, and it can make it even more dangerous because, as we just saw in Lewis, you're fine there with visibility, but you might go into another area a mile away and get into dense fog. So that's why we have this dense fog advisory pretty much for all of Delaware. This is until 9 a.m. Also for the Eastern Shore, too. So really be careful out there. Visibility down to near zero at times. You're not seeing anything around Salisbury, Wycomico, Worcester counties now. But be extra careful because we are seeing limited visibility even there, too. Quarter mile in Salisbury, Ocean City, and Georgetown as well, and probably even lower in some places. And probably a little bit of frost inland, too. 35 in Delmar, 34 in Georgetown, 37 in Seaford and Salisbury, 36 in Ocean Pines. But just down the road in Ocean City, 45 and mid-40s up towards Rehoboth right now. The winds are calm, and we have some clear skies. That's why we're seeing that dense fog out there all across the area. So it's going to take a little while for this to burn off. If you can delay travel by a couple of hours, I would do so. Otherwise, I think we'll see some morning sunshine, then clouds increasing. There is moisture gathering across the Tennessee Valley, and then farther to the south and west towards the Gulf Coast. There's a very strong cold front moving through the Midwest. And as this front moves in, this moisture is going to link up with that front. We're going to spin up an area of low pressure, and then we're going to have a washout for your Wednesday. Here's Futurecast this morning. We've got the fog through mid-morning with temperatures in the 40s. Then we're going to see clouds increasing this afternoon, temperatures into the mid-50s. Southerly winds kick in this evening, temperatures rising into the 60s. Here comes the rain later tonight, steady to heavy at times. We'll hear that rain overnight with temperatures in the 50s, maybe some rumbles of of thunder as well into your Wednesday as the rain continues on and off pretty much all day on Wednesday. We haven't seen a scenario like this in a long time. Here's mid-afternoon, still some heavy rain, so we definitely could see some flooding, especially in poor drainage areas, and then more of that rain through about 5 o'clock as the winds shift to the north and west, and then the rain will shut off as we go into the evening hours, and then temperatures will start to tumble through the 40s into the 30s as we go into Wednesday night. Here's one model's depiction of rainfall amounts, maybe 1.5 inches to maybe 1.75 inches, a good soaking there. And there's another model that has us over 2 inches, some places over 2.5 inches of rain. So this is definitely a drought-busting rain as we move into Wednesday. And we're going to have wind too, and trees could come down with saturated ground and winds gusting to nearly 40 miles per hour as we go into your Wednesday. And then those winds shift to the north and west, not as strong, but then much colder behind this system. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 62 mostly cloudy today, and then a code red Wednesday for the rain and wind, 66, sharply colder Thursday, but the sun's back, 43, some very cold mornings into the weekend, 40 for a high on Friday, 48 Saturday, but then another chance of rain by Sunday, 55, and then dry and mild on Monday.
Thank you, Bob. The Code Purple Women's Shelter in Milford says it is in need of volunteers. The shelters provide a warm, safe place to sleep for those who need it most this time of year. But recently, we're talking 2 different nights, they couldn't open up because they didn't have an overnight host. And that is something they legally need in order to operate. In those instances, the Milford Advocacy for the Homeless are able to get 2 women to the Code Purple in Rehoboth Beach.
The partnership between all the different groups just to help those people who are vulnerable in need is absolutely amazing. And when you see the joy on someone's face when they can actually get a good night's sleep and get a shower sometimes, depending on the location, and get something to eat, it's amazing what it does for their mental health as well as their physical.
And more information on the shelter can be found on our website and app. Website is coasttvnews.com.
Coming up on Coast TV News today, Savannah Road parking pause, what led to Lewis officials making a rule at a meeting Monday night. Don't go anywhere.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays, anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go, with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Have you bought a house in the last decade, but it's just not quite big enough? At Paul Davis, we can design and build you a brand new addition or remodel your whole home from start to finish. With over 50 years experience of building and restoring homes, we've made the process quick and easy while making it affordable. Call Paul Davis today, and one of our design consultants can be at your home as soon as tomorrow to give you a free estimate for your new addition or whole home remodel. Or visit our new showroom in Salisbury, Maryland, 100 Marvel Road.
Get ready, 2-for-1 deal. Get fast, reliable internet plus unlimited mobile for one incredibly low price with Mediacom. This deal is stacked. Get download speeds up to 250 meg and coast-to-coast mobile coverage with unlimited data. Powered by the mobile network awarded for best 5G reliability in the U.S. All for $49.99 a month for a year. That's 2 services for one amazing price. Call or shop online today.
Tunnel & Razor is a full-service law firm that locals have trusted for over 130 years. We specialize in personal injury, real estate, family law, estate planning, and criminal cases, achieving superior results through skillful representation and outstanding client service. We take the time to fully understand our clients' concerns and expectations, with multiple locations throughout Sussex County to better serve you. Our dedication to helping people is what creates community. Tunnel & Razor. Trust us to be your voice.
Savannah Road is a no-go for leaving your car. After a unanimous vote by the Lewis City Council, that'll be the short-term effect. The rule comes after officials cited an issue with bicycle safety. However, the change comes with some debate. There are people worried about safety and in favor of the change, but other people who want to park near local brewery who say they need the space. Lewis Brewing Company owner David Jones doesn't even think this change was needed.
It certainly is not as big a problem
There's no reported accidents, no pedestrians being injured. We've talked to the fire department and they have no issues.
Still more work for the committee to talk about. The Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory will have their say as well. But while those conversations continue, the temporary ruling stands and you can't park there.
All right, if you're just joining us, you may have noticed I'm back, Paige. I was in Indianapolis for the Big Ten championship game watching Penn State and Indiana Lions. They lost a close one to Oregon, #1 ranked Oregon.
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, I'm sad for you.
I'm glad that you're sad.
But just for you.
All right. Well, I have a couple pictures from the trip. Just wanted to share. Here I went with one of my friends, Scott. So there we are inside Lucas Oil Stadium. And then here we are with former Penn State defensive lineman Anthony Adams. Anthony Adams would go on to play with the Chicago Bears after his Penn State career. And then we got my favorite picture. The Oregon Duck and I, we had a special bonding moment.
Wow.
Ducks and Lions living together.
A bipartisan moment.
Yes.
We can all get along.
All right, and I thought about you guys out there.
Wow.
I brought you and Bob. This is direct from the fan zone. Some beef jerky.
What? Wait, is this like what they're known for?
Well, no, it was this. This company was sponsoring this
Well,
football
even
toss.
better.
Yes.
What?
Right. I also brought a pack back for Elisa too, but she said she wanted nothing to do with it. So you guys can fight over that one.
Okay, wait, Bob, do you want the teriyaki or the peppered?
Yes.
Catch. Show that it made it at least.
There we go. Yeah, look at that.
It made it.
All
Thanks,
right.
Matt.
Good stuff. Thank you, Matt. And Penn State put up a good fight. I tell you what, they played Oregon a lot tougher than I thought they would. So definitely good to see that, and good luck to them. All right, here's our beach forecast. Looking at a lot of fog this morning. Fenwick Island and Ocean City, temperatures in the 40s. And then upper 50s today with mostly cloudy skies, waves around 2 to 4 feet. But things get pretty wild tomorrow with the rain and wind. Here's Lewis and Rehoboth looking at temperatures in the 50s, mostly cloudy. Take that ferry ride today because tomorrow's going to be windy and pretty miserable. On the bay side, the next 3 days, big changes. Here's Cambridge today, 62, and then rain and wind Wednesday, 66 down to 43 on Thursday. Crisfield, similar conditions, mainly dry today, but then windy and wet tomorrow, and then colder heading into the weekend. Much more on this code red day. That is tomorrow for rain and wind coming up in the next half hour.
Enjoy your jerky. Coming up after the break on Coast TV News today, more winds for offshore wind. We're going to tell you the conditions attached to the latest approval from DENREC.
Also, weed in the works. Milford taking the next step toward allowing marijuana sales and the restrictions that could come with it.
And attacks on short-term rentals. We're going to tell you how one person says the proposed increase could impact the coastal economy. Coast TV News today. We'll be right back.
This island is full of a bunch of people who are nuts.
All aboard the Hot Mess Express.
3, 2, 1, go!
These games are about I trust you, emotional and psychological warfare.
There's a storm a-coming.
Deal or No Deal Island, January 7th on NBC and Peacock.
Once upon a time in Rehoboth Beach was a lost little elf, his home far from reach. When all of a sudden he saw a twinkling sign, a magical winter village? Could it be mine? His eyes grew wide as he walked through the doors. The North Pole, you say? No, Shellville, of course. A magical maze was his first stop on the tour. Wasting no time at all, he set out to explore. With so much to discover and so much to do, he knew for a fact all his dreams would come true. After all the excitement, he needed a treat, a warm, tasty beverage to help move his feet. No longer did he feel so lost and alone. Our brave little elf had found a new home.
Attention employers on Delmarva. The Delmarva Job Fair, sponsored by the Stokely Center and the Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services, is back. Join us Saturday, February 1st from 10 to 2 at Delaware Tech in Georgetown. Connect with over 1,000 job seekers all in one place and grow your team. Secure your spot today at the most successful job fair on Delmarva. Go to WBOCevents.com. The Delmarva Job Fair, where great employers meet great talent.
Now on CoastTV News.
Watch for limited visibility this morning. We have a dense fog advisory in place for Delaware and the Eastern Shore. Otherwise, a mostly cloudy and mild day, and then a code red for Wednesday for heavy rain and wind. I'll pinpoint it on FutureCast coming up.
A new tax is up for debate in Sussex County. I'll tell you how it could affect short-term rentals.
Green light for green energy, how the wind farm project for our coast took another step forward.
Milford marijuana zoning concerns. How close to schools could it be sold? And a reaction over this potential policy from people who live in the city.
This is CoastTV News Today.
December 10th, 2024. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensick. Good morning, Paige.
Good morning. Thank you all for joining us. I'm Paige Marley.
Time is 6:29. If you're just waking up, just joining us, as Bob said, fog. That is the big weather story this morning.
Yeah, definitely. So I feel like we have a big weather story with fog today, and then we're looking ahead to tomorrow with a red alert
Bigger
day.
weather story tomorrow.
Yeah, I heard you and Bob talking, like, when was the last time we even had a red alert?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. Yeah. Yellow alerts, sure, but red, yikes. So we're gonna bring in Bob right now. Bob, what are we looking at right now this morning? Let's start with right now.
Yeah, let's go one weather hazard at a time. We'll start with the fog this morning, and it is a dense fog advisory across Sussex County. This goes until 9 a.m., so watch out for visibility close to zero, and that's also the case for the Eastern Shore. But farther south, down towards Salisbury, you do not have a dense fog advisory. That said, be extra careful because you have dense fog. Quarter mile there in fog, quarter mile in Ocean City, and a quarter mile in Georgetown. Some places down to zero. So we do have some clear skies with calm winds. We're seeing that fog across Delmarva and much of the region right now. There is clouds and rain off to our south and west. I think through the day the clouds will increase. Don't think we're going to see the rain until tonight. But inland areas probably a little frosty with the fog too. 36 in Seaford, 34 in Georgetown, 36 in Delmarva, and 40s at the coast right now, and with calm conditions, that is conducive for the fog. So you can see the fog over the top of us through mid-morning, and then that burns off, and then it transitions to clouds increasing into the afternoon with temperatures in the 50s, then getting even milder and breezy into the evening. Here's your day part forecast. Fog through mid-morning, otherwise increasing clouds and temperatures in the 50s to right around 60 by 2 o'clock.
All right, Bob, thank you so much. Short-term rentals are popular in Sussex County due to, of course, the beaches being a popular destination for visitors. Now, the Sussex County Council is discussing an ordinance that would tax those located in unincorporated areas.
And Coast TV News reporter Elisa Weber live in Georgetown. Lisa, this is not the first time the county has discussed an ordinance like this.
Good morning, Matt and Paige. I'm currently in Georgetown in front of the county administration office, and in just a couple of hours, the county council is going to discuss a 3% lodging tax that would be imposed on short-term rentals that are located in unincorporated or outside of the downtown areas. And now many communities here in Sussex County already have taxes on these short-term rentals. And actually these types of short-term rentals in Delaware do receive a 4.5% tax that they must pay to the state. And this additional county charge would increase the tax that they have to pay. And the county previously spoke about this ordinance at a meeting back in October. An ordinance like this was imposed in 2019, but was suspended due to COVID. And we spoke with a local real estate agent to learn how this increase could affect their clients.
It invariably is going to hurt the economy. The less people you have coming to the area to vacation, the less money you have flowing through the economy, being restaurants, your retail shops, your services are all going to suffer when you have fewer tourists in the area.
And that ordinance will be discussed this morning at 9 a.m. Back to you.
Elisa, thank you so much. Milford officials are shaping the future of marijuana regulations in the city. This comes after an ordinance introduced at council Monday night.
As Coast TV News reporter Emma Aiken shows us, the community has mixed feelings about the cannabis conversation.
Marijuana in Milford and the future of how it's regulated.
I think medically, it's very important.
The city is introducing a new ordinance that would allow marijuana retail stores in certain zoned districts. The stores would need conditional use approval from City Council with the condition that the store is located at least 500 feet away from schools. This includes any public or private K-12 school, as well as any residentially zoned property or property zoned central business district. James Case supports the sale of weed in the city, but agrees with the condition about proximity to schools.
Kids are opioids. They're doing all kinds of things and they're dying.
Case also says that he believes in Milford police and that they'll try to do the best for the community. One person I spoke with off camera told me she is against the sale of marijuana anywhere in the city of Milford. Jacqueline Ruiz has 2 children in Milford schools. She's in favor of the sale of marijuana in the city.
It is a drug. Obviously, it does alter your state of mind, just like alcohol is a drug. But I'm very open with them about how, if they do end up using later on, there's consequences, but there is also benefits to certain things. Not everyone smokes weed just to get high.
The next step for the introduced ordinance, it will go in front of planning and zoning before heading back to the city council for final decisions. In Milford, I'm Emma Aiken, Coast TV News.
We have an update now on a story we've been covering for quite some time, the effort to build offshore wind turbines off of our coast. It was Monday. DENREC approved several permits for alternative energy company U.S. Wind to move forward. The project includes installing cables about 15 miles offshore. U.S. Wind will have to monitor the environmental impacts, provide funding for habitat restoration, and ensure public safety measures are in place during construction and operation.
Here this morning, a 26-year-old Ridgely man has been sentenced for a 2022 stabbing in Ocean City. Paul Baynard was found guilty of first-degree assault. It was back on June 20th in that year when Ocean City police say 3 people were found with stab wounds near Wycomico Street and Atlantic Avenue. That was after a fight there. Surveillance footage, along with social media and witnesses, helped police identify Baynard, whose sentencing is at least 10 years behind bars and 3 years on probation. Also new this morning, the Salisbury Fire Department will continue to determine the reason why this car crashed into that building. The department posted the photo we're seeing here to its Facebook page. This crash happened Monday afternoon on Mount Herman Road.
U.S. officials are differing in their reactions to the fall of the Assad regime in Syria. This as rebel forces and Syrian civilians celebrate in the streets. Now in the U.S., attention's on the family of U.S. Marine and journalist Austin Tice. According to officials, Tice was kidnapped and allegedly held in Syria for the past 12 years. The family of kidnapped American journalist Austin Tice believes he's alive and they believe he'll be home soon.
In chaos, there's opportunity. This is an opportunity, and it feels stronger than any that we've seen or felt in a long time.
Right now, the U.S. has a special envoy in Lebanon trying to locate Austin Tice. The FBI offering $1 million reward for any information that helps locate him.
And we still have a lot more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Still ahead, first responders are battling to a blaze in Malibu right now. What officials say is being done to keep people safe.
Also, Shorebird's Hot Stove, the big event hosted by the Orioles Single A affiliate, and the special guest expected at next month's banquet.
And honoring a local hero. We're going to tell you what the Georgetown Fire Chief says about the memorial for Thomas Berry III and what other tributes could exist in the future. Stay with us on Coast TV News today.
Visit Gateway Subaru this holiday season during the 2024 Subaru Share the Love event through January 2nd. With every Subaru purchased or leased, Subaru will donate $250 to one of these 5 charities, plus an additional $50 when you choose your hometown charity. And Subaru will donate $5 for every routine service performed. At Gateway Subaru, our customers are the heart of what we do, and we're committed to being a positive force in our community. Gateway Subaru, just minutes from the beaches in the heart of Delmarva. Higher standards.
We'll do the whole carpet in the whole house for $5.
Wait.
You didn't even know how to do this. I thought you did.
We are family owned and operated, but I don't think either of you are ready to install yet. At Matt the Carpet Guy, we have the best vinyl plank and carpet in stock, bringing our showroom to you so you can feel confident in the carpet you choose. Matt the Carpet Guy in Selbyville and Salisbury, flooring done right.
We were looking for our first house. We were growing a family. The Parker Group and our realtor, Jen, they were great. Helped us get our first home. That was a very smooth, easy process, especially for our first time. Family expanded a little bit more. We went right to the Parker Group because how easy it was the first time. And before we knew it, here we are in our next home and we love it.
Our experience with the Parker Group was seamless.
Our realtor and the Parker Group was almost like a family in a way. They were there for us when we needed them. That was a big thing.
100% we would go with the Parker Group again.
Illuminations by Bellaterra. Customize your lighting vision with our experienced team. Aesthetics and functionality are key components utilized in our designs, increasing property value, beauty, safety, and security. Whether you're adding mood lighting to a patio space or improving visibility, Illuminations by Bellaterra will deliver exceptional lighting installations that will impress every time the sun goes down. Call today and elevate your space with outdoor lighting by Bellaterra.
Coming up on 6:39 on this foggy Tuesday morning, you can see the fog very well on our camera from Laurel, really socked in with it. So limited visibility, and it's cold too. So we're probably seeing some frost as well. Here's that dense fog advisory, Sussex County, and really for the rest of Delaware, also including the eastern shore until 9 a.m. If you can delay travel by a few hours, I would do that because you can see the visibility is about a half mile or less across the area. And it is cold enough for frost inland. So we have the fog and the frost making it hazardous, and it's a little milder at the beaches right now with calm winds, and we're going to be seeing this fog for a couple more hours. Then it should burn off by mid-morning, and then we'll see clouds increasing from the south later on. Today's checklist: delay travel if you can, use a low beam headlights, drive with caution, and you'll need that ice scraper. Inland area is always a good idea to have the warm beverage, and the sunglasses, you'll need those especially this morning. Our umbrella winner today is Robert Kreger from Lewis. Congratulations to him from Paul Davis and CoastTV.
On your screen right now, a new tribute in the Georgetown Fire Company to Thomas Berry III, the firefighter who died while helping others this past August. And this tree is made out of a fire hose. It's draped with Berry's gear. There's also an American flag. You can see that on your screen. Fire Chief Mark Rogers tells us it's the least they can do for a man that they not only considered a brother, but a hero. Rogers hopes that this is just the beginning of many tributes.
This has really got us talking about Thomas again. It shows that he's been on our mind anyway, but this has even got it more. And this will be as far as I'm concerned, this will be every Christmas. Hopefully next year we can even do something just a little bit more. But
and future tributes are in the works as part of the continued legacy that Thomas Berry III brought to the Georgetown Fire Company.
Delmarva Sports Network from the Wawa Studios.
Yeah, the Eagles went from 3 wins to 11 last year, and the Birds are poised to fly even higher as the calendar flips to 2025. The Red and White roughed up Caronville Academy on the road last night, 61-44. Maurice Kilgo, Chase Sullivan, and Aaron Johnson all led the way for the Eagles against a team that lost to Smyrna by just 3 a year ago. Next up for Smyrna is the home opener against Polytech this coming Thursday at 7, and we'll have that one streaming on DSN+. Tonight on DSN, it's Seaford and Early College High School from Dover in boys basketball. Blue Jays went to the Henlopen title game a season ago, falling to eventual state champion Dover. The Jays return a number of key pieces from that squad, including Vince Evans III, and Ajon and Ajuan Matthews have returned to the school as well. On the other side, ECHS is off to a 1-2 start, but the Hornets have a talented core led by Tristan Hack, who dropped 15 last game against MOT Charter. Our coverage begins at 4:55 this evening. And Brandon Hyde is coming to Salisbury on January 30th. The Orioles manager is this year's keynote speaker at the 22nd annual Shorebirds Hot Stove Banquet. Tickets are available at theshorebirds.com. Proceeds from the event go towards Delmarva's Fly Together Fund. That is your sports. Have a great day, everybody.
And coming up tonight on DSN, your game of the night is at 5. You can watch Seaford take on Early College High School in boys basketball. Then a recap of all the action. Tune in to the final score at 10:30. Over on the DSN Plus app at 4 p.m., Milford faces off against Polytech in unified basketball. 4:15, Indian River takes on Woodbridge. 5:30, St. Michael's and North Caroline. Also at that time, you can watch Y High take on Snow Hill in boys basketball. Happy Tuesday, everyone. Here's what's coming up today at 4 on Coast Life.
If you've got a fisherman or fisherwoman in your life, we've got the perfect stop for you to do a little holiday shopping.
Sounds good. And you know, the end of the year is coming, which means your insurance might be restarting in the new year. Have you gotten your eyes checked lately? You might want to do that, and we have the perfect place.
And it's a good time to head over to our socials or coastlife.com/vote because we've got our great debate going on, and we want to hear from you.
All that and more today at 4 on Coast Life.
And during the holiday season, Draper Media's Bless Our Children campaign works to bring the Christmas spirit to everyone, and we like to share the cards and donations we've received. We're putting a number of them on our tree here. I have a card. This one is from John in Dover. Great winter scene. John is a retired U.S. Air Force. Thank you for this card and your donation, but we still need your help to make sure that every child on Delmarva has that special present to open on Christmas morning. Already, our initiative has raised over $225,000. To donate online, visit blessourchildren.org. Today's Holiday House is coming to us from a family in Henderson. They took the time to make this beautiful Christmas village. We love the detail of the setup here. Happy holidays to Adam and Melissa, and we want to see more of your bright lights and festive setups. You can submit your pictures and videos right now at coasttv.com/holidayhouse.
We're seeing a lot of fog inland areas of Delmarva, but not so along the coast. Looking good here in Rehoboth, 45 right now, but use extra caution inland now. A dense fog advisory has been extended into Maryland and the Salisbury area. More on that coming up. We've got rain and wind for Wednesday, prompting a code red alert day. I'll break down the system on Futurecast in 2 minutes.
Delmarva's Holiday House, sponsored by Beta Beach Builders.
The house as a system approach sets FLC Energy apart from everyone. Advanced equipment like blower doors and thermal camera tests allow us to pinpoint the problem areas of your home and design solutions that last a lifetime. Before and after proof of our work allows us to offer up to $7,500 in rebates, when other experts can't. From healthy homes to insulation, crawl-space encapsulations to energy audits, call FLC for control of your home's air quality, moisture, energy efficiency, and comfort.
These fields are empty now, but soon they'll be alive.
Some teams can only dream to play it because they can't afford it. And that is why Toyota is sponsoring Delmarva's Dream Team.
We're looking for teams from any sport and any level. Each month, your Delmarva Toyota dealer will give one local team a $1,000 grant. And after the year, one finalist will receive an additional $3,000.
Nominate your dream team at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
DSN's Delmarva's Dream Team, sponsored by your local Toyota dealer.
Hey Delaware, Bet Rivers and Harrington Raceway and Casino are bringing betting on football to your phone. From props and in-game betting to the spread and the money line, it's all on your phone and it's all a touchdown. Plus, right now when you sign up, you'll get a second chance bet of up to $500. So huddle up with Bet Rivers and Harrington Raceway and Casino to place your football bets on the go. Download the app today.
Weather brought to you by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning, dedicated to excellence in Delaware and Maryland.
Thank you for calling Coastal Comfort.
This is a complimentary call. A couple of years ago, I had my heat pumps replaced. Last night, I noticed one of them wasn't working right. Somebody was out here within a couple of hours, and it's working perfectly. I was in the service industry for 33 years. Good service is something you can't find today. It very much is appreciated. Your crew is a good crew. Really fine people are professional and they're efficient.
Coastal Comfort, a Carrier Factory authorized dealer. Carrier, turn to the experts.
It is 6:46 now. We're going to take a live look at Rehoboth Beach. Bob, we've been talking fog a lot. Obviously, at this angle, not a lot of fog right there on the ocean in Rehoboth Beach, but enough fog that we are seeing some school delays this morning.
Yeah, and for good reason. Delayed openings on those schools page. Yeah, I think everybody, if you can delay travel, do so this morning until about 9 or 10 a.m. because the fog is thick and the dense fog advisory has expanded now farther south. But we'll start in Sussex County. That's where we have it here. All of Delaware until 9 a.m. that dense fog advisory. Also, that's the case for all the eastern shore from Bucktown to Hurlock and then farther to the north. And now this is the area that was just included from Cambridge down through Westover, Salisbury, and to the coast. You're under a dense fog advisory until 10 a.m. So if you can delay travel until later on this morning, I would do so because the fog is thick. Quarter mile in Georgetown and Salisbury, half mile in Ocean City, and some places down to 0. So you really want to be careful. And it's also a little frosty out there too. 34 in Georgetown, plenty cold for frost there, and Seaford at 36. So is Delmar at 36. 39 in Milton, 37 in Millsboro. Just check my home weather station there. 46 in Ocean City and mid-40s in Bethany Beach and Rehoboth. The winds are calm, so conducive to that fog. The fog is thick and we'll be in this fog for a couple of hours, and then it will start to lift, maybe some sunshine, but then we're going to see clouds increasing from the south and west. You see clouds and rain across the Tennessee Valley into the mid-Atlantic and then the deep south as well. Here's the setup. We have a strong cold front back to the west across the Midwest. That will slide to the east. Then we'll see low pressure rippling along that front and then move up the east coast. And then that will give us all that rain and wind as we head into Wednesday. Futurecast, we have the fog through mid-morning today. 9 a.m. still socked in with the fog. Temperatures in the mid-40s. The fog lifts later in the morning and then clouds increase as we go into the noon hour, and temperatures increasing through the 50s as we go through the afternoon. And to this evening, the southerly winds increase and we warm from the 50s into the 60s. So we could actually see the high temperatures just before midnight tonight as the rain increases. That rain gets steady to heavy as we go into Wednesday morning. It's been months since we've seen a rain event like this, so be prepared as we could see some local flooding as some of this rain will be heavy at times all day on Wednesday. Maybe a rumble of thunder as well. Still raining pretty hard mid-afternoon. Then by 5 o'clock, you can see how the wind shift to the north and west, and it's still raining, but temperatures are falling through the 50s into the 40s. And then the rain moves off the coast by the evening hours, and then it's windy and cold as we go into your Thursday, beginning in the 30s and highs only in the low 40s. Now, as far as rain, at least an inch and a half, a solid shield of that rain all across the area on one model. Another model has us about 2.5 to maybe close to 3 inches of rain in some places as we go into Thursday. So that's great news. We don't want it all at once, but that will certainly put a dent in the drought. We've got the gusty winds too, 35 to 40 miles per hour out of the south into Wednesday. Secure those outdoor items, and it's still very gusty and a cold wind as we go into Thursday. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 62 today, code red Wednesday for the rain, the heavy rain, and the wind as well. Then sharply colder Thursday. Sunshine 43, only 40 on Friday. Getting pretty cold at night too into the weekend. 48 Saturday, milder Sunday with rain, 55, and then dries out Monday and mild and 57.
Thank you, Bob. The Delaware Office of Highway Safety has some tips for walkers now that the sun is setting much earlier. The agency's Walk Bright Delaware program encourages people to be safe if they are walking near or along roadways to avoid tragedy. Officials are asking you to remember to carry a flashlight, wear bright or reflective clothing, and always use the crosswalk.
Delaware State Police.
Yeah, Delaware State Police say they've identified the victim of a deadly crash in Millsboro. The agency says 79-year-old Barbara Hagman died after a 3-car crash on Friday. Now, according to police, a Ram Pro Master ran a stop sign, hit a Nissan Sentra, and this caused debris to hit a Jeep. The driver of the Pro Master suffered minor injuries, while the Nissan driver and Hagman were taken to the hospital, where Hagman later died. Evacuations are underway due to a brush fire. Look at this. This is in Malibu, California. It is being dubbed the Franklin Fire. The Los Angeles County Fire Department says it started late Monday night, and according to officials, it's not really clear right now how that fire began.
All right, time is now 6:51 this morning, and we are going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
Today's coastal pet of the day in this hour is patiently waiting to open her Christmas presents. On your screen, that is Zoe. Oh, we do hope Zoe gets everything on her list this year. And Zoe was submitted to us by Dave and Kathy in Rehoboth Beach.
Great photo of Zoe, and we want to see all your adorable pets on Delmarva. Send us photos just like that one. Keep telling us what makes your pet so special.
Yep, scan that QR code at the top of your screen to submit your furry friend to Coast TV News, and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Much of Delmarva socked in with the fog. Not so in Lewis right now. You're okay. Clear on the coast on the Irish Ice Camp. 45 there, but frosty and foggy inland. Leave a couple of hours to, delay travel to get to your destination. Otherwise, a mild day, then rain and wind for Wednesday, prompting a code red alert day, then turning sharply colder. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
Customer satisfaction is our top priority.
Window World does an excellent job. I recommend them to all of my clients.
Window World was different because they actually responded to my phone calls and listened to what I was asking for.
Call Window World today.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays, anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go, with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Calling all comic collectors, anime lovers, gamers, and pop culture fans. Make your way to Ocean City Comic Con December 14th and 15th at the Roland E. Powell Convention Center, featuring over 200 vendors, artists, and special guests. Plus, take a pic with your favorite comic book hero, take part in a costume contest, and so much more. Saturday 10 to 5 and Sunday 11 to 4. Tickets start at $10 with discounts in costume or donating a non-perishable food item. For more info, go to oceancitycomiccon.com.
Did you know after the 4th missed mortgage payment, pre-foreclosure starts and you're headed to auction? This will ruin your credit and make it hard to buy or even rent in the future. To stop the foreclosure, look into a loan modification, file bankruptcy, or call a professional home buyer. You don't have to lose your home, but you do have to act fast. Delmarva Dave is here to help. For more information about Delmarva Dave, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Don't let other water heating services pressure you into making unnecessary fixes. Let the experts at Paradise Plumbing guide you.
We are locally owned and operated with over 20 years of experience to help you identify the solution that will best fit your needs. Get your hot water flowing fast with a quick recovery heater from Rheem, in stock and ready to install for under $2,000. Pay nothing for 30 days or take advantage of our Pay Today discount. Call Paradise Plumbing today or visit us online at paradiseplumbingde.com.
Window World at Delmarva, quality and price that can't be beat. Get a 10-window package for only $121.81 per month.
No matter the size of the project, you can trust Window World of Delmarva to get it done right.
Remember, first to call, first to install.
It is 6:55. It's time now for some things you need to know before you go. U.S. officials are differing in the reactions to the fall of the Assad regime in Syria. This is as rebel forces and Syrian civilians celebrate in the streets. But in the U.S., the attention's on the family of U.S. Marine and journalist Austin Tice. According to officials, Tice was kidnapped and held in Syria for the past 12 years. As of right now, the U.S. has a special envoy in Lebanon trying to locate Tice. The FBI is also offering $1 million reward for any information that could help locate him.
Milford working on an ordinance that would allow marijuana retail stores in certain zone districts. The stores would need conditional use approval from City Council, with the stores being located at least 500 feet away from schools. This includes any public or private K through 12 school, as well as any residentially zoned property or property zoned central business district.
Officials in Rehoboth Beach, they're considering some changes to their parking policies. The city's Board of Commissioners looking at a recommendation to extend the paid parking season from May 1st to October 31st. The city's Board of Commissioners tabled the conversation until their next meeting. All right, time is 6:56 now. Time for a look at your forecast before you head out your door.
Yeah, we're working on getting through this foggy start, Bob.
Oh, yeah. And if you can delay travel, say, for another 2 to 3 hours, that is the best course of action, because we are looking at this dense fog and a dense fog advisory for our entire area. Sussex County and surrounding counties until 9 a.m. The Eastern Shore, you're also under this dense fog advisory until 9. And then just added was the Salisbury area, Dorchester, Somerset, Wycomico, and Worcester counties until 10 a.m. So a lot of places are seeing visibility less than a half mile, close to zero. And that'll be the case right as we go through the mid-morning hours. And we're also dealing with frost, too. So it's going to take a while to kind of get going on this morning commute. Then as we go through the morning, the fog will lift. We'll see increasing clouds, temperatures into the low 60s as we go into the afternoon hours. And then those temperatures continue to rise as we go through the evening. And then we'll see rain developing overnight. Here's Here's your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Rain steady to heavy as we go into Wednesday. It's been a long time since we've had a code red. I'm expecting about 1 to 2 inches of rain and strong winds as well. 66 degrees. Sharply colder Thursday, 43, 40 on Friday. Dry and chilly Saturday, and then by Sunday, rain and 55. Then looks like another rain chance as we go into Tuesday with a high of 56.
Bob, thank you so much, and thank you for joining us on Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back with Coast TV midday at 11, so stick with us.
Until then, have a great Tuesday morning, everybody.